Anyway, we move on. 66 days and Spurs are still in the hunt for a new manager to replace Jose.
What's going on there?
Have a listen to the names that have been linked with the job. Graham Potter, Scott Parker, Poch, Eric Ten Hag from Ajax, and Antonio Conte.
To name a few, plus Southgate, Brendan Rodgers, Nuno Espirito Santo, Roberto Martinez and Sarri.
And then there's Nagelsmann. He's been mentioned, hasn't he? Crikey. Fonseca, Gattuso. Now reports suggest that Seville's Lopetegui has turned them down. So what is happening here?
Jamie, is there anybody wanting this job?
I don't know if anyone actually wants it. I don't know. I think Martinez might be one that, will get after the Euros. There probably talks with that, but he's concentrating on that at the minute. I think the problem that Daniel Levy's finding is that he's unrealistic in terms of the manager that he can get. Everyone wanted Conte. There was obviously all this talk about it. That would have been a great appointment, in my opinion. But you got to pay for him, which is going to cost big money, and you've got to back him in the transfer market because at the end of the day, Harry Kane's off. We can see that he's going. So any big manager that's going to come in is going to look at it and go, well, what's the squad saying? How much have I got to spend?
What tells me, who's told you he's definitely off?
Well, when you got £100 million bid coming in from Manchester City and offering a player, that they mean business. Do you know what I mean? They want
Daniel's
him.
already said he doesn't want any other players. He wants just cash if it's going to happen.
Well, yeah, of course he does. Do you know what I mean? That just seems typical Daniel Levy. I would like if Harry Kane was going to go, I'd take Laporte if it was on offer. I think that would be a great signing.
Yeah,
Harry Kane and Laporte.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, Jamie, but surely that decision should be left to the manager, whoever he may be, and whenever he comes.
Absolutely, but I think that's what the problem is. I think managers are looking at it, who are top managers in, Conte and, the Sevilla manager. He's had a great season, got him in the Champions League. They're going to look at it and go, well, look at the squad without Harry Kane. It ain't that great. And am I going to get money? Are you going to back me and give me 150, 200 million that they probably need to really rebuild that team? No. We've had a big fall from grace. We're in the Europa League conference, so we've had a massive fall from grace. We're not the Spurs that were playing Liverpool in the Champions League final a few seasons ago. We're not that team, and we're not that club. We need to rebuild. We need to be realistic with what we can get.
Let's take, you said Laporte there. If you're Laporte, would you want to go to Spurs and leave City?
No. But they're on offer. So, I mean, of course, a manager, you've got to get a really good manager that's going to be able to convince players to come to the football club. And, you might say 100 million plus, you can have one of these three players, but you've got to convince them players to go.
That's massive because, listen, if you're one of those players leaving a club that's guaranteed and plays Champions League football, why would you?
Yeah, and Laporte, in my opinion, is a top... he's a top-class centre half. He's playing for Spain, He'll go back to Madrid or something,
First game of the season, Spurs Man City.
I know.
Is it?
Yeah, Spurs Man City. What about Everton? What is going on there?
It's the same. Well, is all this... it's clearly getting under the radar because of the Euros and everybody's taking their eye off the ball, but Europe's spot on now. The season will be upon us before we know it. I just can't believe that clubs like Everton and Spurs haven't got him in place yet.
And the thing is with Spurs is, and it's a crazy situation because, as you said, the season's going to start. They'll be coming back for pre-season. Teams are going to start going back to pre-season pretty soon. And you can't go back to a club without a manager when you finish the season without a manager, and now you're going back for a new season without a new manager. You've got to get it sorted.
Well, now, talking about... Here's one for you, right? I think I know who you'll say, Jamie, but hear me out. What's a better job, Spurs or Everton? Because I'm pretty certain that Everton have got loads of dough to spend again, whereas Spurs may not.
You put me in a position. I'd say Spurs is the better job, just because of where they have been and where they could potentially go with the fact that it's in London and getting players to sign for them. They have been playing Champions League football. But, you can't get away from the fact that Everton have got a billionaire owner as well. They're a top-class football club as well, with a great stadium that they're going to be building in the next few years. So they're both big clubs, but and both deserve top
Ali,
managers.
where would you go?
Just because of the finances, you probably lean towards Everton.
And the uncertainty of Harry.
Yeah. I think you're right. And we don't know because we're guessing, but... from outside the box here, it looks as though you'd get a few quid to spend at Everton, because that's the one thing they have done.
A few seasons ago, there's not even a question. It's Spurs.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But now,
But Palace as well.
what are we talking about?
No, I'm not.
You're not putting them in the same bracket.
No, I'm not.
No,
but I'm
no,
saying
no,
no
manager.
manager, no manager. I'm saying players out of contract, all that kind of thing going on.
Yeah, but that's a great opportunity for someone. That really is. Having the Palace job is a great opportunity for a manager. Go in there, a bit of money, rebuild, players out of contract, but you can get your own players in then.
Yeah, well, as we said, before you know it, the season started. So if you're a Tottenham fan, Everton fan, you're scratching your heads, aren't you?